What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Hit the Books podcast. We're excited to have you this week. The 20th episode that we're releasing for Hit the Books podcast. We're excited. We're ready to go. Divisional matchup this week. Let's see what's going on. How we doing, Huff?
Doing pretty good. The card for this weekend, we were kind of all over the place. You led us at 2-1. I held up the fort at 2-2. Not happy about it. Lost the 0.1 unit on that after Saturday's card. I literally had 2 picks and no unit movement, going 1-1 with the Jamar Chase touchdown. And then I came right back with the Bills' first half spread, -2.5. Steelers were a bad beat for me on Sunday, watching my team just get crushed by a very explosive Kansas City team, showing what they're capable of and why they're one of the Super Bowl favorites. And then Mackie, tough weekend, 1-3. I've seen you come back from further down, so I have more than faith in you to come back from that. But divisional weekend, we're running out of games to make picks for. We got 2 more rounds of the playoffs before the Super Bowl, so now's preferably we do it sooner than later coming back. But I'm currently standing up some units. You guys are in the hole a little bit. I have faith in the boys to bring this thing back and turn the season around for you guys. What's up, Mackie?
Yeah, just another tough week. I was chasing losses again, but trying to get on the right track this week. See what I can do.
Chasing losses. The one pick that I remember you adding last second was the one that you hit, the Cowboys Cardinals under 51.
Was that what I hit? I don't know. I
Yeah.
was 1-3. It was just an awful week.
Yeah, you missed on the Raiders with the points. Jesse hit on the Bengals with the points there. And then obviously Cowboys -3. I can't tell you enough, but my Steelers did the same thing, so I fully understand betting with your boys.
Dude, Cowboys just so disappointing. I can't even talk about it. Just an awful game to watch, awful game to watch them play.
Off the card, I personally had a great weekend. A couple big picks. I had the Bills in the first half. That was on my card. I didn't have anything spread-wise or anything in the Bengals-Raiders game. I just had the Jamar Chase anytime touchdown. I almost took his receiving prop. I said last week it wouldn't surprise me if he had over 100 yards, which he did. He was set at like 69.5. That was free money on the over. But I had Bills first half. I had Bills with the points. What else did I take this weekend? Going into Sunday, I had the Cardinals. I had 49ers +3.5. I had Dallas Cowboys team total under 24.5. And then things got ugly for me with the Steeler game. I was heavy on some props and the money line and the spread, but another hit I had on the Bills game, Dawson Knox first touchdown. It was a big weekend for the first touchdowns for me as I cashed in on Odell Beckham Jr. +1,050 on Monday Night Football for the Rams, also with the Rams -2.5 as well as the second half money line. I had a great weekend. Football and hockey, had some nice hockey picks, but we're mainly here to talk football. So, Mackie, what else did you take off the card this weekend that was a good play for you?
Yeah, Huff and I actually both hit I hit Dak Prescott +1,000, 98 to win 980 for our anytime touchdown score in that game. So that was one of their only 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So.
And you live bet that, right?
Yeah, it was a live bet. I had $98 in my account, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, why not?
My bet on Odell, I slapped down 85 to win. It was win 900 on the first touchdown. There was a play in that first quarter where Sony Michel looked like he broke free, and the safety for the Cardinals came out of nowhere. I don't know if it was Budda Baker or not. Came out of nowhere to tackle him down at the 30-yard line. I was yelling to go, go, go. And then once I thought he was free, I was like, someone get him, someone get him. But as they got down to the goal line, they ran 2 run plays, got down to the 3 or 4, and the fade to OBJ in the corner, and the rest is history. I cashed a nice little winner on Monday Night Football for $1,000. So
yeah, he's catching that too.
Yeah, he's not dropping that ball. If it's a perfectly thrown ball, I love him to get the hands on it and get the feet down. Got to reach back 1-3 sometimes, but yeah, off the card, that was really it for me. I had a lot of winners. I wish I would have put my entire weekend on the card. I had a very profitable weekend, but it's just so tough to put a first touchdown on the card. As me and Mackie said last week, you kind of got to expect those to lose. Going into the week, I said that, and then I hit 2 on both of my first touchdown bets. So take it for what it's worth. Made me some money. I'm happy with it, but a couple live hockey bets here and there too to have a great weekend. But we're looking ahead at the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Couple big matchups this week. I think the biggest being the Chiefs-Bills. A lot of people saying that's the real AFC championship, with the other game being Bengals Titans, and then we got Packers at home against the San Francisco 49ers. Whether you say they're a hot team or it was a fluke win against the Cowboys in the playoffs, the 49ers are coming to play in this game. So, and then the last one, we got the high-flying Rams going into Tampa Bay to play Tom Brady. So definitely a lot of good football this weekend. I'm excited to watch it. Definitely excited to bet on it. So hopefully we can make some money, kind of turn around these card records and see what we can do here. I've been doing good off the card. I need that to transfer onto my record and stuff like that. How about you guys?
Yeah, well, you the least. We both need to have some big weeks this week. Can't be like chasing anything. I gotta actually like something,
Yeah, you can't just be giving out a pick to give out a pick.
I just am throwing plays out there just because I need to, but I gotta actually like it, so I'll be strict this week.
I gotta pick it up. I'm down big on the card, but I've been slowly crawling back, and I'm looking forward to it.
Jesse has been slowly crawling back, going like 2-1.
He has.
Going like 2. You were almost down 10, technically 10 units at one point, and now you're climbing back. You're almost only down 5. So, past couple weeks you've been killing it. You kind of dug yourself a hole early in the season, but that's why we play the games. That's why we bet on them to see what we can do here. But past couple weeks, you definitely have the best record out of all of us. So, hopefully you can carry that forward going into the divisional round and AFC and NFC championship next week, and then cap it off with a big win on the Super Bowl. So we'll see what we can do here. Like we said, we don't want to force any plays, anything like that. But let's get right into the games this weekend, huh?
Let's do it. Yeah, 4 games this weekend, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. I got a trend to start us off for this week. Since 2010, the overs hit 61% of the time in divisional round matchups. Said last week that they hit 65% of the time in the wildcard matchups. So a little lower, but take that into consideration in your bets this week. The first game we got is Saturday, 4:30, Cincinnati Bengals at the Tennessee Titans. We got the Titans favored at minus 3.5 points, the over-under at 47, and the money line at minus 190. The Bengals have covered 5 straight. The Bengals are 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 against the Titans. The Titans are 3-11-1 against the spread in their last 15 games versus AFC North division teams. And Titans are 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 Saturday home games.
Definitely a lot of interesting stats there. I think the biggest question mark coming into this game is if King Henry's going to be back for this one. The ESPN injury reports reading that Henry, with his foot injury, responded well to contact Tuesday and will now continue practicing through the rest of this week, with the Titans likely waiting until Friday to officially decide his availability for Saturday's game against Cincinnati. That line's going to heavily change when Derrick Henry announces that he's going to play in this game. I think it's going to be dipping down towards Titans by maybe 5.5. But I don't know. That's a big question mark. The Bengals are riding high into this playoff. They had a shaky game, in my opinion, against the Raiders. Raiders looked like they were going to win that game. Not necessarily win it, but I'd say cover. But it came down to the end. Carr throwing the pick on the goal line. But they had a chance. They had every chance to come back in that game. All the injuries to the Cincinnati defense, it was just one after another. I really thought the Raiders had a chance to cover that thing with all the injuries. But that being said, if they can get some of these guys back on the defensive side of the ball, obviously without Derrick Henry in the game, I love Cincinnati money line, but I'd probably end up giving them the points. Going into these playoffs, when I looked at the tree, I kind of thought the road was the easiest for the Bengals, getting the Raiders in the first round and getting the Titans in the second round. I know they got the bye week, but we all know who the true 1 seed is in the AFC, and that's Kansas City. But Cincinnati's could be without their defensive end, Trey Hendrickson. He's been a big part of the run stop and defense and the pass rush. Jermaine Pratt, he's another one. He's out with COVID. A lot of guys on the defensive side of the ball. I see 2 receivers and a lineman. The rest are defensive guys for Cincinnati. So you definitely hate to see that against a very explosive offense like Tennessee. Tannehill's done it before in the playoffs. He's never gotten the whole way, but he's definitely known for having an explosive game in the playoffs. What do you think, Mackie?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of disagree with what you're saying. I don't really think Tannehill's gonna have a game that he doesn't have any experience really. I mean, he's won a few playoff games. What's the spread of this game?
3.5. I said I like the Bengals money line, but I like the Bengals with the points.
Is Derrick Henry? You said is like probable, right?
He's like if I had to put a percentage on it, I'd say it's 65-35. He's gonna play.
Yeah, I don't know. I just can't. I don't know. Joe Burrow really surprises me. He's been playing incredible. Him and Jamar Chase, their connection is just there's nothing better than it right now. I don't really see them losing, especially when they have they got this matchup. They need to take advantage of it. The real AFC Championship game, like you said, is over in Kansas City this week. But yeah. I just think the Bengals get it done here. I don't think Tennessee has the team or the willpower to get this done. Joe Burrow's rolling right now. The Bengals are rolling right now. You know, with everything that they've went through this year, coming out first in the AFC North, I think they get it done here, and they're playing for a chance to get into the Super Bowl next week.
Yeah, they definitely are. Their money line is tempting me. What's their money line sitting at? You didn't read off their money line. I thought it was last time I saw it plus
165.
165
plus 160 on FanDuel.
Plus 160.
I mean, regardless, that's a worth a play in my opinion. I can definitely see the Bengals winning this thing, but as far as my pick, I'm going to give them the points. I love the 3.5. They can lose by the field goal. I just think the biggest question mark coming into this game is going to be Tennessee's defense against, like you said, the very explosive Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. And it hasn't even just been Jamar Chase. Last week, I had the Chase touchdown, and Burrow showed us that really he can get the ball to anyone on the field, whether it be T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd. Joe Mixon went down with an injury for a little bit in that game with the ankle injury. You got to wonder if that's going to carry over and linger into this divisional game. But with that being said, I do think the Bengals' offense is enough to put up a lot of points in this game. I feel like their offense kind of struggled getting on the board a couple times where they had a lot of chances to score points last week against the Vegas Raiders, but I don't think they'll struggle too much in Tennessee. It's a tough place to play. The Titans fans have definitely been thirsty for a playoff run. They finally get the bye week. We'll see if it was good for them. Some teams, it's almost you'd rather play be a 2 seed and play the Steelers or who was the 7th seed in the NFC? I'm blanking right now. The Eagles. Kind of keep your guns.
Yeah, it's basically free.
Yeah, keep your guns rolling. Those teams are the 2 seeds for a reason. In the old playoffs, they would have a bye as well. So, yeah, I'm all over Cincinnati plus 3.5 here, but the money line's very tempting. I understand if someone likes the money line.
Yeah, I think that bye week is actually going to affect the Titans in a bad way. You know, players like Aaron Rodgers, it's not gonna put a toll on them. It's actually going to benefit them. But I feel like players like Ryan Tannehill and teams like the Titans, they're just losing a groove, and it's not what they need right now.
Yeah. I think the only person that obviously this bye week helped was Derrick Henry sitting out most of the year with that foot injury and stuff like that. But
yeah, for sure.
He get that extra week of rest if they're looking to get him back, which they are. So, like I said, the big determining factor in this game is Derrick Henry and his status going into this game. I think it's worth. I mean, if you like the Bengals, this line I don't see this line moving too much. I think if you can get it at 3.5, I like it at 3.5, but with everything I'm hearing, Derrick Henry should play in this game, so I think this line could change a little bit, and maybe you get the Bengals at 5.5. But I don't know. I like a money line, so you might want to wait on that as well. But to each their own. I'm gonna roll with Bengals with the points.
I like that pick there, Huff. I think it's a solid move with all the trends. Bengals covering a lot recently. I see them at least covering. No chance they.
Yeah, I think they get it done here too. I think they cover. Maybe money line, but
give them the points.
3.5 is a great number.
All right, and for the Bengals Titans, we're going to take a look at some of these touchdown scorer props. We're going to start off by the anytime touchdown scorer. The heavy favorite, if he plays, Derrick Henry, minus 190. Joe Mixon, we got to wonder if that ankle injury is going to carry over into this game, but minus 110 to get into the end zone anytime. Jamar Chase, plus 145. A.J. Brown, tied at plus 145. And Dante Foreman, plus 180 to round out that top five, with T. Higgins not sitting too far behind at plus 195.
Yeah, I like Jamar Chase odds. I think he can definitely find his way into the end zone this game. He's gonna be heavily relied on. He's gonna be heavily targeted. You know, Joe Burrow just if he has no other play, just throws it up to him. So if throw it back at the end zone, he can get up and grab it. So I don't know. I think it's pretty easy for him to get into the end zone.
Yeah, I took him last week, and obviously we know how that paid out for me, but definitely I'm not going to shy away from taking him again. I think like you said, Burrow's going to be looking for him. And the one that's sitting at plus 195, T. Higgins, Burrow showed that he had a lot of chances to get him in the end zone last week. He just kept dropping the ball. I don't know. I think if Burrow keeps going to him with the coverage that you expect on Jamar Chase, I think T. Higgins plus 195 has some value. That being said, I think both guys can get in the end zone. We know how much Burrow loves to throw the ball. But another one that's tempting to me is Mixon minus 110. But I like the Higgins odds at plus 195.
Yeah, I think he does get heavily targeted a little more because of how heavily guarded Jamar Chase is. But he's got to catch the ball. He's got to get up and make a play for the ball. And he wasn't getting it done last game. So, I mean, I don't think Joe Burrow is going to shy away from throwing him the ball again. But he's got to make the play. So I like that play.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. I thought it was going to happen multiple times last week, and like I said, he just kept dropping it. But we'll move on to the first touchdown scorer for Bengals Titans. Obviously, same with the anytime, the heavy favorite, Derrick Henry, sitting as low as plus 440 on FanDuel. Joe Mixon, plus 700. A.J. Brown, 850. Jamar Chase, plus 950. Dante Foreman, plus 1,000. And T. Higgins, plus 1,100. Out of those six names, I see the most value in Jamar Chase, plus 950.
Yeah, plus 950. That's crazy odds for him. I would expect him to be sitting around 650, 700, but
Say 700 right there.
950. I think there's a lot of value in Jamar Chase.
I don't see too much value in even if the Titans get the first touchdown. I think it's obvious. It's easy to say it should be Derrick Henry, but
If he's playing.
yeah, if he's playing. But the Titans, I feel like they love to go to no-name tight ends. Like I don't even know who Nick Westbrook-Akeen is, but he's only plus 1,400, and obviously Tannehill has shown that he likes to use that guy. But
Yeah, or Tannehill
you know what
or
I mean,
running
though?
or
The
something.
Titan, would you say?
Or Tannehill can use his feet and he can run it in the end zone. I feel like Titans never they don't have that one guy that they go to for
Exactly.
goal to go.
With Julio Jones kind of having another sketchy season, showing that he's unable to really stay healthy, but
Yeah, well
Julio's
done.
plus 1,400 in this game, and like you said, Tyler Boyd 1,500. He's tied with Ryan Tannehill at plus 1,500. So obviously that people think that Tannehill could use his feet, like you just said, and get in the end zone first. But I think most value, like we now have agreed on, is Jamar Chase plus 950.
Yeah, definitely. I'm a big Jamar Chase fan recently. I think he's proved a lot.
Do you think he can go to Azuma 2 weeks in a row? You cashed on Azuma last week. You didn't talk about that in the beginning of the pod.
Yeah, I did hit Zuma plus 1,200. It was I went through $10 on it, so I won 120. But I don't know. I just threw that out there. I saw the odds, and I was like, he can definitely throw it to him. I saw him the little hitch route he did, and put it right in his gut. That was a nice play. I wish I threw a little more money on it though.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but can't complain about a hit, especially on a first touchdown. Like we always say, you got to expect those to not hit, but we did pretty good on the first touchdown scores last weekend. You got to think we might want to lean into those maybe this weekend with only 4
Yeah, but I
games.
don't want to. You test your luck too much. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You might. Yeah, that's the kind of thing. You just got to quit while you're ahead. But I can't
I
say
get,
that because I'll definitely hammer a first touchdown this weekend.
I got Mississippi State plus 6.5, and they're about a. Oh my God, this bum just missed, bro. They lost by 8. Oh my God, he just missed a wide open layup.
Yeah. But for this Bengals Titans game, we have a lot of the props are already released. One that I absolutely love is I don't love the odds, but I think it's a lock. Is Joe Burrow over 1.5 passing touchdowns? It's minus 170. I think that's more of a parlay play, like a player prop parlay play. But I love him to get two passing touchdowns for sure. I think it should be set at 2. I'd maybe like the odds a little more because I think he gets 3 in the air.
Yeah, I could definitely see that going over. I could also see a bunch of I don't know. I think the Bengals do a bunch of trick plays where it's like hitch and ladder, or just everything in the backfield, and then it ends up being like a rushing touchdown, or I don't know. I think he can definitely hit that over, but
Tannehill sitting at same thing, 1.5 touchdowns. The over is plus 108. I think those odds are very heavily kind of favored in Derrick Henry being a huge part of the Titans offense in this game.
Yeah, definitely. They're expecting a lot of goal line touchdowns, 1 yard rushes.
As far as the passing yards, you got Tannehill sitting at 238.5 and Joe Burrow 278.5. Both odds going either way is minus 114 for both players.
Yeah, but Burrows is that's a little high to bet on.
Yeah, we said last week hammer is over, and that hit as well. But
They're catching up.
Tannehill, that's a sketchy number. I could see if the Titans get a lead in this game, they just run the ball. I like Tannehill under 240.
Yeah, I think that's a good play. I don't really trust that because I feel like late in the game you can get garbage like 60 yards. I can put him over.
Exactly.
But I think that's a good play. I think he can go under.
As far as receiving props, Jamar Chase, they raised him this week by 8 yards. He's sitting at 77.5. I'm going to say it again. It wouldn't surprise me if he goes off for 100 yards.
Who is that again?
Jamar Chase, 77.5.
Receiving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see him going. Wow, that's low. I feel like he should be like.
He was 69.5. He was 69.5 last week.
Wow. Well, he's living up to it, so.
Yeah.
I think he should go over that. If the Bengals come out and play like we expect them to, he should go over that.
Yeah, one that I think is tempting is Julio Jones 45.5 to go under. I actually don't think he'll be too big of a part of this offense this week.
Yeah, I don't. He's just so unreliable lately. He's so not himself. He's just a mediocre receiver at this point. I don't see him as anything other than that. I mean, injuries have held him back. Old age has held him back, but I don't know. He's just not the old Julio Jones.
Yeah. Do you see any value in AJ Brown over under 74.5?
No. I don't see any value in any Tennessee player getting going. Honestly, I don't think they're gonna come out and I think they're gonna choke hard. I wouldn't bet on any of their players going over any prop.
That was kind of a perfect segue into me saying, do you see Derrick Henry rushing going over? His line is not even set yet. As we said, he's the heavy favorite for the first and anytime touchdown, but he does not have a rushing prop set yet for the yardage. But we will talk Joe Mixon over under 61.5. Any interest there?
Yeah, I think he gets over 61.5. I think they give him the ball a good amount just to keep him like on their toes, keep the defense on their toes. But he can break out for 2-3 runs for 20 yards, and then he hits it right there. And then all he needs is a little few 5-yard runs, and he'll get it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I wouldn't be surprised if in this game the Bengals jump out to a lead, maybe 7 or 10-0, 10-3 even, and they start to go to Mixon a little early to milk some of that clock in the first half. And I could see him have it sitting right around 35, 40 yards in the first half. And then the second half is where he'll be used a lot. And I could see him ending this game with right around 70, 75 yards.
Yeah, and then I think he can get up towards 100, especially if they're up the entire game. You're going to be running the ball a lot, just trying to kill some clock. All he needs is a few breakout runs and then adds 25 yards, and there he is over 100 yards.
Yeah.
I think the Bengals control this whole game and pull off the upset.
Yeah, I agree with that right there. Like we said, we like the Bengals money line, but I'm going to give them the points at least for my sake. As far as the first half spread, I took one last week on my card with the Bucks. Mackie, I know you took it off the card. We both found a lot of value in the Bucks minus 4.5 plus 100. This week we got the Bengals sitting at plus 2.5 first half plus 100, and Titans minus 2.5 minus 120. I like the Bengals to have a lead at halftime.
What's the money line?
First half, we'll go three-way first. The three-way is Bengals plus 155, Titans minus 140.
I love that.
I love the Bengals first half there.
Could be on the card.
Yeah, that could be a play there.
Good stuff. All right, next game, Saturday, primetime. We got the San Francisco 49ers at the Green Bay Packers. We've got the Packers favorited at -6, the money line at -255, and the over-under at 46.5. San Francisco's money line at plus 210. The 49ers have won 3 straight playoff games versus Green Bay, 2013, 2014, and 2020. The Niners have been playoff underdogs just 4 times since 1980, 1-3 straight up and against the spread in those 4. The Packers are 7-2 straight up, 6-3 against the spread in the past 9 games as the playoff favorite. And the Niners are 5-1 straight up and against the spread in their last 6 games.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I had the 49ers last week, and I really thought Garoppolo was throwing that game away to Dallas, despite the sketchy ball spotting situation at the end of the game after the quarterback draw by Dak to get downfield and give him one more shot at the end zone, a little closer chance. We all know what happened there, Mackie, you especially, with the situation where he kind of forgot the ref has to spot the ball, not the quarterback. But
yeah, then he gets in his way too.
Yeah, but
with that being said, the refs fucked us the entire game, and that's not even just me being a Dallas fan. It's just
I don't want to cut you off there, but I was watching that game. I was on the phone with Jesse, and I said Dallas has taken probably 25 penalties this game.
I mean, granted, they kind of did it to themselves, but there's calls that they made that they shouldn't have made in that time.
Most of them were false starts. Most of them were false starts and holds, but there were a couple sketchy calls that I was like, that's not a penalty. I believe it was a pass interference.
Defensive holding, that's what it was.
Yeah, you agree with every call the refs are making, but I didn't like that call one way or another. If it would have been half, but Garoppolo, I mean, everyone's praising Garoppolo right now, but he didn't even play that good in this game, even though he won outright. 16 for 25, 172 yards and a pick. No touchdowns. The only touchdowns for San Francisco coming from Elijah Mitchell, who actually got the first touchdown. I didn't know what his odds were. I think he was sitting around 700, and then you got Deebo Samuel. He got in on a rush, not even a pass. So they're showing that they can use Deebo in a lot of situations. Obviously, we know the Packers didn't play last week, but there's a lot of people riding the Packers right now, and for good reason. They look kind of unbeatable until they play in the NFC Championship. But there's a lot of questionable players, but we all kind of know what's going to happen. Elijah Mitchell's questionable. I predict him to play in this game. Bosa, he went down last week. And another big one for the 49ers is, Mackie, do you know the status of Fred Warner?
No idea. But I don't think Bosa's going to be playing next week.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think they could be without Bosa and Warner, which are their 2 cornerstone defensive players. When Warner went down in that game, I literally told myself, I said, this is not over, because he is the franchise player on their defensive side of the ball. He's the one calling the plays. He's definitely a top 2, top 3 linebacker in the NFL. So if they're without Fred Warner, he's questionable with this game with an ankle injury. He's expected to be a limited participant at Tuesday's practice. So we're not going to know anything going into tomorrow. And let me see the status of Bosa. He has a concussion. He did not practice today. So we know what the protocol for the concussion protocol looks like for the NFL. So
we'll have to see. Playing.
I was going to say, we'll have to see if he can overcome everything and play, but it's looking like they could be without Bosa. There's a chance they get Warner back. That was a scary injury as he went down non-contact. A lot of people, me, myself, thought it was an ACL, MCL kind of situation, the non-contact knee injuries. similar to what happened to Jameson for Alabama, the wide receiver. So in the national championship game, but you hate to see a guy go down like that, but it's part of the game. They're headed up to Green Bay. I just don't have too much faith in the 49ers right now. Having them last week against Dallas, it was more of a fade Dallas in the playoff pick for me. But that being said, it's not going to carry over into Green Bay, at least for my personal side of things. My wager will probably be on the Packers -6. I do think there's a chance this pushes, but I think the Packers get out to a very early lead, get the ball first, get down the field, get a touchdown, 7-0 real quick, and have Lambeau rocking. That place is electric in the playoffs. Like I said, I can see them winning this game out. Obviously, the money line, I think you're very safe with that -255 if you want to throw a 4-leg parlay in for this weekend, but I like the -6. As far as the over-under, that 46.5, the weather is going to come into play with this game. Jimmy G is I think he's either 1-2 or 0-3 in games that are below freezing. That's coming from a quarterback that played in New England. So not a lot of stats pointing towards the 49ers here. I like the Packers a lot, -6. Mackie, how about you?
There's absolutely no way Jimmy G goes in with that 49ers team and even puts up a fight in the frozen tundra up in Wisconsin. That team, giving that team another week rest, they got everything going for them right now. They're in the season 14-3, best record in the league. Aaron Rodgers, MVP contestant. I just don't see San Francisco even putting up a fight. That defense is playing better than they've ever played. Aaron Rodgers is throwing the ball better or just as good as he's ever done. I don't think 6 points is enough. I think this could be like a 7-8 point spread.
I was going to say, I think they win this game by 10.
They're just trying to respect them because it's a divisional game. It's not a wild card game. So, but no shot they come in here and put up a fight. No shot.
Yeah, I'm all over the Packers -6 here. Do you any interest in any of these anytime touchdown scores? I'll read them off. You kind of let me know the odds that you like. We got Devontae Adams, the heavy favorite, -140.
Anytime.
Aaron Jones -110. Debo -105. AJ Dillon, the bigger back, +115. Elijah Mitchell +130 to round out the top 5.
Well, get into the lower odds, the more plus odds.
So some of the plus odds that I like that Rodgers is known to going to. He's not really heavy on the plus side, but he's sitting at the six best odds, or however you want to word it. He's top 6. Alan Lazard, Rodgers is known to go to him. He's been very profitable for the first touchdown this year. I think he's gotten it three or maybe 4 times, but that could be wrong. I know he's gotten it 3 times because the one time I had Devontae Adams and they threw it to Lazard. But another one, we got Kittle 185, Marquez Valdez-Scantling +220, and Randall Cobb +220.
I like Scantling. I think he gets in the end zone. I think the value there is crazy. He's a huge red zone target for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he's such a big receiver. He has that ability to the jump ball. He's able to go up and get that high thrown ball by Rodgers. Any interest in the Green Bay defense to score a touchdown in this game, +500?
I don't know. I mean, I could see Jimmy G falling apart and throwing an obvious pick 6, but I don't think the value's there.
Yeah, I've never taken a defensive anytime or even first touchdown, but I definitely think there's some value there if you like it. Maybe Jair Alexander to break one free if he's coming back for this game. I think that week off in the bye week this past week helped them a lot with some of their injuries. Rodgers' toe injury that he's been dealing with all year. But yeah, my favorite pick for here is I think Devontae Adams -140 is the safest pick here, obviously for good reason.
Yeah, I think there's no chance he doesn't find the end zone in this game.
Now we'll slide it down to the first touchdown scorer. Devontae +550, Aaron Jones +600, and Debo +700, tied with AJ Dillon +700.
What do you think?
I like Devontae first. Just get it. He's going to him.
I don't know. I feel like it could be ran in too.
It very well could be. And at that, I like A.J. Dillon down near the goal line.
Yeah, over Aaron Jones.
Yeah, and I could see Aaron Jones kind of getting him down there with maybe a long screenplay, get him down there like a 30-yard, 25-yard pass, or not even a pass, but you know what I mean, catch and run for 25 yards or so. Get him down near the goal line, then they're going to bring the big back in to get him in, but would not surprise me if Devontae gets in first. But like I said, he loves to go to Lazard first, plus 950. So Rodgers is known for spreading the ball around. The good quarterbacks are always able to do that, but the tight ends were very profitable this past weekend. So obviously the tight end for the Packers, Mercedes Lewis. I don't know if I have too much interest in him, plus 2,900.
Yeah, I wouldn't put my money on him.
Yeah, I think I'd lean towards, probably if I had to pick out of these three, probably Devontae, A.J. Dillon, or Lazard. Even like you said, Scantling. I don't think that's a bad pick at all. He's plus 1,100.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's a sleeper.
Yeah, I mean, between him and Lazard, the two, the three, however you want to put them in a position, they have a very nice receiving trio there up there in Green Bay. So definitely due to part of Rodgers throwing the ball, but Devontae Adams could be playing for a lot of receivers and have a very healthy season statistically. So, but yeah, that being said, I like the Packers -6. The over-under is so scary. I could see the Packers scoring 35, 38 points in this game, especially without Warner and Bosa if they both don't play. But Packers -6 is a safe play.
Yeah, I agree. I think Packers get it done here and walk into the NFC Championship game.
Jumping into Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern, we have the Los Angeles Rams at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Got the Bucs coming in this game, favorited at -3, the money line at -149, and the over/under at 48.5. The Rams money line at +124. The Bucs are 11-1 straight up in their last 12 at home. The Bucs are 10-1 against the spread in their last 11 games played on a Sunday at home. The Rams are 9-2 against the spread in their last 11 games against Tampa Bay. So do you think the Rams cover here? Do you think the Bucs just come in and take care of business, Tom Brady style?
Yeah, I think this game can go one of two ways. It can either go everything goes right for Tom Brady or everything goes wrong for Tom Brady. And this team's been injured. You got Godwin out. I'm not sure if Fournette's back. I think he is actually. But AB walking out. They're not fully healthy. They've been struggling, but actually not really struggling, but they've had a lot of questions up in the air about their team and how they're going to perform in the playoffs. The one thing that I think I'm leaning the Bucs. One reason I'm leaning on the Bucs is because Rams already beat them this season. They already beat them in
Just going to say that
in week 3. How many teams can beat Tom Brady twice in 1 year? So
not Matt Stafford and the Rams is my prediction.
Yeah, I just don't have a lot of faith in Matt. I mean, Matt Stafford did have a hell of a game against the Cardinals.
Yeah,
I'll give him that, but this is a situation he's never been in, and I think experience wins it here for the Bucs.
Yeah, I personally I like the Bucs here too for the same reason you said. And a little before we started talking, then the next game, it's kind of going to determine my pick too. It's so hard to beat a good quarterback twice in one season. With both of these spreads for Sunday sitting so close, I think the Buccaneers -3 is tempting, but it's looking like a lot of the money's going towards LA. We could see Bucs -2.5. I'm a lot more comfortable sitting there. I know you get the push with the field goal, but how often does that actually happen? But like you said, this game is either going to be more of, I don't know if it's going to be Tom Brady's failures. I think it's going to be, if the Rams want to be in this game, that defense is going to have to come out and ball and bail Matt Stafford out of a lot of tough situations. Their offense has shown that they can score a lot of points this season. Obviously, Monday night doing it against the Arizona Cardinals, but I just think that in this kind of game, the better team kind of comes out on top. I know how injured the Bucs are, but I love Tampa Bay -3. I love them even more -2.5. But that money line -146 is not too bad. Yeah, if you're looking for maybe a 2-leg money line parlay this weekend, I definitely like the Bucs money line to win this thing outright.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Bucs. I think they do cover the spread as well. I think if anything, it comes down to like Matt Stafford having a minute and a half to get down 6 just to score a touchdown. But
I was going to say they're going to be down, kind of similar to that Raiders-Bengals game at the end there.
yeah, exactly. But I definitely think Tom Brady comes out on top here.
I think the biggest thing is that the Bucs are getting. Or did Levante David play last week? I didn't get a chance to watch that Bucs-Eagles game.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I heard he could be back for this game. The veteran at this point of his career, middle linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they got Devin White as well. But like you said, dealing with some injuries. As far as Fournette goes, Arians said today that the Buccaneers continue to take a wait and see approach with Fournette's hamstring. So that could be a more of a game time decision. But guys like Giovanni Bernard, and they've all stepped up. They've shown that they have 3, maybe even 4 running backs that are capable of, when Tom Brady's at the helm, calling the plays. And you obviously have the threat of the pass. It opens up the chances for the run. Even though Bernard's success has come a lot on the run plays, or not run plays, the pass plays thrown to the running back. But Levante David is just listed as questionable for this game. No explanation or update on his injury. The other running back, Ronald Jones, he did not practice today, so I think it's safe to say we might not see Ronald Jones this week. I think it's safe to say we could be getting Fournette back. They could be running Fournette and Bernard. But the biggest injury right now for the Bucs is that Tristan Wirfs went down early on in that Eagles game.
I did see that.
After he went down early on in the first quarter, Tom Brady was taking some heavy hits from the Eagles defensive linemen, showing that they're going to blindside him if they have to, or hit him from the strong side. I mean, the offensive line showed that the young star-studded tackle, what he really does for the chemistry on that offensive line is a lot more than just pass block. They obviously are a full unit, all 5 guys. You could say that for all NFL teams, but any offensive line that's blocking for Tom Brady, they definitely have an extra little bit of juice going into each week.
Yeah, you don't want to upset the guy. You know how intense he can
You'll
get.
be off the team. You'll be off the team the next day. It's like pissing off LeBron.
Yeah, same thing, same situation.
Yeah, I like the Bucs -3. I think I'm kind of on the same boat with what you said. I think if the Bucs win this game, they cover the spread. I don't see a situation where Rams +3 is worth value though.
Yeah, if you're gonna take the Rams, you're gonna take their money line here.
And even that, the +124, there's no value in that for me at least. But
yeah, well, people might.
You gotta love the Rams here to take that.
Yeah, exactly.
As far as the anytime touchdown scores for this game specifically, we have the Triple Crown winner, Cooper Kupp, sitting as the favorite, -135. That's one of his lighter odds of the season.
Oh, I love that.
Mike Evans, -125, tied with Fournette, -125. Gronk, I had him last week to get in anytime. Plus, I think I had him +125. He's now dropped to +110 as FanDuel and the odds makers are starting to realize how much Tom looks to him in the playoffs as a familiar face to get in to throw the ball to.
Yeah, well, I only really see that value in the Cooper Kupp is -135.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he definitely finds it back at the end zone here because the Rams are going to get their points too. But I don't know. I don't really see much value in anyone because Tom Brady can throw it to anybody. He always finds an open receiver.
Find a guy like Keyshawn Vaughn in the end zone like he did last week.
Exactly. Like I don't really see value in Mike Evans because Tom Brady doesn't. He can check him off, and like if he sees something better, he's going to throw it to him. He's not going to wait to see if Mike Evans finishes his route. And I don't know. It's just his experience, just him seeing the whole field, seeing the open guy. I don't know. It could be anybody. So I don't really see value in Mike Evans as -125 anytime touchdown score because it's highly possible he doesn't find you back at the end zone.
And with what you just said, the exact opposite with why I like Cooper Kupp on the -135. Stafford has shown why he likes to go to him for good reason. The yards, the catches, the touchdowns. He's been elite all season, but kind of, you know what I mean, saying the exact opposite about the Bucs. Anytime I feel like there's a lot of value, like you said, in Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, exactly. Reason. Yeah. He's so reliable in that situation.
Exactly. As far as the first touchdown score, this is another one that's a little iffy for that same reason. You got Fournette and Cooper Kupp tied as we got the three-way tie for the favorite at plus 600. We have Fournette, Kupp, and Mike Evans all sitting at plus 600. Gronk plus 700. Keyshawn Vaughn, Cam Akers sitting at plus 800. And then my boy that made me some money last weekend, OBJ, plus 1,000.
Yeah, I don't really see any value in any players. I don't know. This isn't like these are two teams where it's not one specific player like Devontae Adams or something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say just to make a pick, I'll go. I like Gronk probably plus 700.
Yeah, I like Gronk too. Actually, I love Gronk. Plus, what is he? Plus 700.
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well.
The passing props for this game, we got Tom Brady sitting at both quarterbacks sitting at a high number, very pass heavy offenses. Tom Brady sitting at 286.5, and
Wow.
Stafford 279.5. A lot of Stafford's yards come on the yards after catch with the star-studded receivers, Cooper Kupp, Odell, even a guy like Van Jefferson has shown his ability to get downfield and even get some yards after catch. But obviously, the most reliable receiver on the Rams has been Kupp all season, and his yards after catch has helped Stafford get a lot of his passing stats this season.
Yeah, Stafford's had his big numbers, but it's a lot to do with the receiving core that they have over there in LA.
Did you see the stat in the? I know I called you during the Rams game, and you said you weren't watching it. I don't know what point they put the stat up, but Matt Stafford has now been a part of both leading receiving yards seasons. Cooper
Calvin
Kupp
Johnson
and Calvin Johnson.
Wow, that's crazy.
And people kind of hate on Matt Stafford. I was a Matt Stafford guy when he went to Detroit, just being a Georgia fan, but going to Detroit, it's hard to root for anyone. So my boy Deandre Swift sitting up there right now, wasting a couple years of his NFL career. But yeah,
He'll be out soon.
Yeah, I was just gonna say he's gonna leave there soon, so I don't have to worry about too much there. But Stafford, 279, tough number. I don't really love either way going on this with either quarterback, so I'll definitely be staying away from the passing props. But I think there's value in Stafford's over if you're looking for a prop, but I probably won't be taking it.
Yeah, I won't be. I don't really like touching anything like that, but I think there's good value in it if anyone's looking at it.
And for the reason I think that Stafford could go over, I think I like Cooper Kupp sitting at 102.5. It's such a high number, but when you're getting the ball thrown to you 20 times a game and you're catching it 16 times, you really just need to average 7 yards a catch and you're going to hit that over.
Which is nothing.
Yeah, to him. He breaks one for 40, 50 yards every game. So, I mean, even last week, they were up by, I don't even know, like 20-something. Yeah, they were up by 20. And Cooper Kupp catches a ball. There's like 4 minutes left in the game. He catches the ball and literally looks like he's fighting for the Rams down 14. He's breaking tackles, juking dudes out on the Cardinals defense. The yards after catch for the dude this year is unreal. So I think there's value in his over, but I really don't love any of the props in this game. But I'll just name another one. Odell, 45.5. Van Jefferson, 35.5. And then Mike Evans, 69.5.
Mike Evans, 69.5.
I literally think that's a sweat play. I could see him having like
I think
65 or like 78.
I think I like the under on that.
Yeah, I could see it being close, but I definitely I could see it going under.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a scary one.
The thing is, if Fournette doesn't play, they don't have a dominant running back that they can go to just kill clock. They're going to be leaning heavy on without Fournette. They'll be looking at a lot of Gio Bernard coming out of the backfield and Vaughn. Yeah. So, but I don't know. Gronk 66.5. That's a high number for him, but he's done it before, so I think he could go over that. But he's also known for when they're down near the goal line, Tom goes the old reliable Gronk in the end zone. So
yeah, just
it's a lot of short passes, a lot of first down a lot of 3rd and 4s for a first down. Not necessarily going to break the big player, throw it to him deep, but 66.5. I don't see too much value going either way for that game.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll just stay away from that. I don't have much to say about that.
Yeah, my only pick for this game is going to be I like the Bucks with the points. I hope it drops to -2.5.
We'll see. I like it too.
Good stuff. I'm all with Tom Brady here. I think you got to ride Tom Brady in this situation.
In this situation, I'm just riding my futures bet. I just want to see a Bucks Chiefs Super Bowl.
Huff's all about that futures bet. I love it. Moving on, we got the Sunday night, 6:30 Eastern, Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs coming into this game favored at -1.5. The money line at -126 and the over-under at 54.5. Buffalo's money line at +108. As a playoff underdog, the Bills have won just once since 1980, January 9th, 1993 at Pittsburgh, for a 1-12 straight up, 3-10 against the spread record. Bills are 8-3 against the spread in their last 11 games in Kansas City, and the Chiefs are 15-6 against the spread in their last 21 games versus the AFC East division.
I'll start us out here. I like the Chiefs to win this thing. The 1.5 scares me a little bit for I don't know why, but I think if the Chiefs win this game, I don't necessarily think it's going to be as ugly as their win against the Steelers, and for good reason. The Bills are a much better team than Pittsburgh this year. Both teams showing that they can score 40-plus points a game. I don't care who it's against. Their offenses are very explosive for good reason. Guys like Kelsey, Hill, Mahomes, Hardman, Pringle. The names go on and on for Kansas City, and then you look at the offensive side of the ball for Buffalo. You got guys like Diggs, Allen, even Singletary on a good day is capable of getting some yardage and maybe a touchdown. A receiver I like on Buffalo is Gabe Davis, but I'd hate to say that. I'd hate to go against my boy Dawson Knox. He made me some money last weekend as well. So a lot of skill on both sides of the field for the offenses for this team or for these teams, but I don't know. I'm leaning towards the Chiefs here for the same reason that we like the Bucks in the last game. It's so tough to beat a good quarterback twice, and I don't see Mahomes losing to the Bills twice in one season, despite the Bills' defense being as good as it is.
Yeah, I'm rolling with you here. I think the Chiefs definitely get it done here. They got their loss out of the way against the Bengals week 17, I think.
Yeah, that's what I said. That was perfect right before the playoffs.
Yeah, they're just gonna roll through the playoffs now, and like you said before, the Bills already beat them this year. But I do like the over. I know it's a little higher over. It's higher than all the other ones, but
like I said, for good reason though.
Yeah, I mean they both do have good defenses, but better offense is better than or good offenses are better than good defenses. So quarterback's gonna be slinging the football. It's not gonna be too cold in Kansas City. I doubt it, but it's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be a shootout.
Yes, I like the Chiefs, and I definitely can agree with that. I could see like an easy 17-17, if not 21-17 Chiefs at halftime.
Yeah, high scoring game the entire time.
That being said, I'm going to take a look at what the first half total is set at, just because I just made that score prediction. The first half total is sitting at 27.
That's high, but
both scores I just said hit the over.
They could definitely hit it.
Yeah. I almost took the under last week in the Steelers-Chiefs game, despite that not garbage because he's my boy, but that TJ Watt touchdown for the first touchdown. Another one where we say defenses rarely get the first touchdown. The Steelers do it against Pat Mahomes, but it wasn't a pick. It was a fumble, but without that, that would have been a very, very, very ugly game.
Yeah, and especially because you were up 7-0, made it a little more respectable.
Yeah. The fact that we can say we led at some point in the game. But yeah, I mean, I think everything's pointing towards the Chiefs here. And honestly, I think what the NFL wants at this point is a Bengals-Chiefs AFC Championship. Burrow versus Mahomes, especially after what Burrow said after the win against the Chiefs in week, what was that, 17 you said, Mackie?
Yeah, week 17.
Yeah, he said this is the new rivalry. I expect this to happen. You know what I mean? Kind of gassing himself up, but I'll take Mahomes over him any day.
That wasn't a fluke.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the Chiefs in this game. I definitely would enjoy a Chiefs versus Bengals AFC Championship and a Bucks Packers NFC Championship. So
Yeah, see, I'd rather see the Bills win this game. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
yeah, if I didn't have a futures bet, I might be able to agree with you, but I'm rolling
Yeah,
Chiefs.
yeah, that bet's definitely making you a little biased.
Do you think it was 111 to win 1,500? Do you think if going into NFC AFC Championship weekend next weekend, if both of those teams are alive, do you think I'll be able to cash out for like 500?
I think if the Chiefs win this game, they're to cash out.
Yeah, just I wouldn't do it. I'm letting it ride. But what do you think it would offer it?
Yeah, yeah,
Four teams
definitely.
remaining, two of them are the teams because it's not like I need one of them to win the Super Bowl. Because there is a bet that you can do early on in the year, like exact outcome: Chiefs to beat the Bucks or Bucks to beat the
Yeah,
Chiefs. I
you
just
just
did the
need that.
matchup.
But that's like, they start offering when they think they're gonna lose. When they see that they like that there's not a lot of value in letting it play out. Like they'll offer you money, but yeah, I think they'll give you at least 500. Because you gotta assume Chiefs are gonna be, if they win this game, they'll be at least 6 point favorites, 5 point favorites in that AFC Championship game.
I was gonna say five. I was gonna say you're sitting right there where I think it'll be 5.5, 6.
So then you just gotta worry about Packers Bucks, which if the Packers don't even win, they'll offer you a lot more than that.
Yeah, they'll get if Packers somehow lose to the 49ers this weekend. I think I'll be looking at a nice cash out option this weekend.
We'll see.
I can hope
You
for it,
also
but like
you
I
also
said,
need you also need 2 wins from the Bucks and the
and the
Chiefs.
Chiefs. Bit like I said, like we said, tough game for the Chiefs going against Buffalo, but yeah. So I don't know. A lot of good football this weekend. I think that's. I mean, I know there's only 4 games, but we just agreed on every single spread, which is crazy.
We never do that.
I know we never do that.
Guess we got some team plays this weekend.
Yeah, it's looking like the team card could be returning for divisional round.
Love it.
All right, we're gonna look into these props for this projected big game of the weekend, Bills Chiefs. The touchdown scorer props, the two favorites being the big guys from Kansas City, Kelsey and Hill. Kelsey minus 125, Hill minus 115. In the new look running back for the Chiefs, Jerick McKinnon minus 110, tied with Singletary minus 110, and Stephon Diggs plus 115 to round out the top 5.
Stephon Diggs plus 115. I love that. I like the
Where's my
value
boy
there.
Dawson? Plus
I like
180
it.
for Dawson Knox.
Wow. Yeah, Kelsey at what is it? Would you say Kelsey was minus 115?
125. I love it.
125. Yeah, I still love it. These guys are going to find their way into the end zone sooner or later, especially in a
Yeah.
game like this where the offenses are going to be rolling. All the big name players are going to find their way to the end zone.
Just to
I see
name
value in all of them.
I was gonna say just to name a more underdog guy. I've been saying Pringle and Hardman all year. I think it's a game where Hardman can get in the end zone. Sitting at plus 300, I think there's some value there.
I mean, I had him first touchdown scorer last game, but obviously didn't hit. But I think he's someone that Mahomes always seems to find in the back of the end zone when he's scrambling around. And he's just a bunch of little 5'10" guys running around in the back of the end zone. Mahomes trying to find, him, Hardman. You got Hardman, Hill, and Pringle. They're also short. They all look the same. Yeah, he always ends up finding Hardman for a touchdown. And I don't know. I see a lot of value in him. I think he's underrated.
Yeah, I've been saying it all year with the it's not just Kelsey and Hill on the Chiefs. The Pringle and Hardman 2 and 3 receivers for them are more than skilled. So I can't agree with you more. I see a lot of value in Hardman plus 300 anytime.
Yeah, that's a good odds to get him at.
As far as the first touchdown, we'll go Travis Kelsey plus 700, Tyreek Hill plus 750, Jerick McKinnon 750, Clyde Edwards-Helaire plus 750, Singletary plus 800, and Diggs plus 900.
I like the Bills to get the first touchdown here, but
I gotta say my boy Dawson Knox 1300.
I like Diggs though. I do like Diggs. I think he
I
can
feel
get
like
it
he
done.
doesn't get the first touchdown a lot.
Yeah, well, in games like this, you got to go to your
You go to what works.
you go to a reliable. You know.
Yeah. Josh Allen plus 1,000. Any interest there?
Dude, that could hit too. That's anytime or first.
Plus or plus 1,000 first. I'll read you his odds for any time. Hold on 1 second. Let me hit see all. Only plus 145 anytime.
Yeah. Wow. There's definitely no value in that one.
Yeah, it's a quarterback. I mean, I don't want to say he's not known for his rushing. He definitely is, but you'd like to see him sit in 180, maybe even 200.
Yeah, definitely. Plus, there's just no value there.
Yeah. Mahomes anytime now that we're talking quarterbacks, 340. And if
No,
you want,
really. He's way too
and
many options to run it.
yeah, and he's way too good for him to risk an injury to run the ball.
Yeah, exactly. Take a hit on the goal line.
He doesn't have the size that Allen has.
Allen's a bone or a wrecking ball.
Allen is literally a young Ben that can run better.
Yeah.
Can sling the ball.
He's just a little more agile.
Yeah. And that's kind of being said with what the NFL is turning into with a lot of these quarterbacks being mobile, some of them being more run heavy than others. But even the guys that are known for passing, they're able to get, 40 rushing yards any game. 10 years ago, if you would tell me a lot of these quarterbacks would be averaging the X amount of rushing yards a game, I would say you're crazy. And I think a lot of people would, but that just shows the way the game's going.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think games that's the word I'm looking for. It's just developing as time goes.
Yeah. You have to adapt with the ways, and a lot of these quarterbacks coming into the league are it's not just be able to throw the ball 80 yards, 50 yards anymore. It's you got to be able to do it on the run. Like I know he lost, but a throw by Kyler Murray last week that I was just absolutely amazed by when they were down near their own end zone, not the pick six, but the play he was running, he was scrambling out. He was on his back foot and threw the ball from probably his own 3 or 4 yard line to the other side of the field. I think it landed at the 45, and it didn't even look like he was trying to throw it that hard.
Yeah, it's just crazy, dude. And even the Joe Burrow when he was running out of bounds and fouled, who do you find? Tyler Boyd?
Yeah. And we're talking about him now. Allen, he was rushing out of bounds. He said in the interview after the game, he thought he threw the ball away, and then he sees Dawson Knox celebrating in the end zone after the first touchdown.
It's crazy. It's insane. What these quarterbacks are so skilled these days.
Yeah, definitely makes for a very good game. Definitely, I think this is going to be the best game of the weekend. I don't see this being a blowout, and clearly the odds makers agree, putting this a -1.5, +1.5 spread.
Yeah, it's going to be a crazy game.
A little puck line action on the Kansas City Chiefs.
I used to seeing that spread in the NFL.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, it should be a crazy game.
As far as I don't know what my official card's going to be, but rolling through all the picks one more time, I think we're in agreement on all these, so I'll just kind of state them. At least I know me and Mackie are. I like the Bengals +3.5 to start the weekend off. I like Packers -6, Bucks -3, and Chiefs -1.5 or money line.
Yeah, I don't have a final play on that Chiefs Bucks game. I'm definitely leaning Chiefs here, but I agree with the other 3 plays.
I think it's going to be a great week this week. I think we're going to agree on a lot, and I think we're going to make a lot of money this week. Let's get to it, boys.
Yeah, let's get to it. I'm excited. Definitely going to be sitting down watching all 4 of these games through and through. Good football, as we should expect going into the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. All the frauds are out that shouldn't have made it necessarily, some would say, but that's what the NFL gets, adding a 7th team. You get teams like the Steelers and Eagles sneaking in that had no business being there.
Yeah, basically. They should probably go back to 6 teams, but...
More TV money, they're not doing that.
Guess you're
one
right.
of these years, a 7 seed will beat a 2, and then they'll be like, haha, we told you.
Yeah, 10 years later.
Yeah. 7 seeds will be 1-9 straight up against 2 seeds, and they'll be like, see, that's why we didn't get rid of it. I'm definitely excited for this weekend. Let's get to it. We'll release the card. We'll do Saturday at noon. I'll have the card out for Saturday, and then same thing for Sunday. We'll do a Sunday card and then combine the results for the Instagram post going in. But stay tuned to the Instagram story, the TikTok for any of the picks coming up. Let's get to it. Let's make some money. NFL Divisional Round. Let's go.
Lots of good stuff coming up, lots of guests, things like that. Make sure to tune in this week, as well as the next few weeks for the conference championships, as well as the Super Bowl episode. We have lots to look forward to, and thanks for tuning in. See you next week. And that's going to do it for us here on this episode of Hit the Books Podcast. Be sure to check us out on our various social media platforms. Instagram at hitthebooks.pod, Twitter at hitthebooks_pod, website at hitthebookspod.com for all the latest on Hit the Books. And be sure to always study hard.
Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.